Good afternoon. My name is Abby Baker, and today I'm going to be advocating for children that have been exploited in the sex trafficking industry. Did you know that not only women are exposed to the terrible act of sex trafficking, but also innocent children? Did you know that there are ways to take action, and the time is now to acknowledge our roles in protecting innocent lives and rescuing children from this bondage? 63% of underage sex trafficking victims said they had been advertised or sold online. A pimp can make $150,000 to $200,000 per child each year and exploits an average of 4 to 6 girls. 1 in 6 endangered runaways reported to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in 2016 were likely sex trafficking victims, missing kids. These are the tragic, brutal, honest facts and statistics of this terrible industry we call sex trafficking. It's our responsibility to give back as humans and to stand in the gap for one another, especially the children. We can't turn a blind eye to these facts, to innocent children, to innocent lives. This role belongs to each and every human on the planet. It's a gift, it's a privilege, and it's a responsibility. We're given our privileges and our favor so that we can offer it to others, not keep it to ourselves, so that we can give freely and willingly because we know what it's like to be given to. We're called to give, share, and treat one another as we would want to be treated. I believe children are precious and dear to the heart of God, and it is made clear that if anyone denies a child or takes their innocence, it's better that they perish. This is how serious the gift of children are to God, and we should take our roles as leaders and protectors seriously as well, and I think that we do, and I think once we wrap our minds around this reality that children, innocent children just as our own, are out there fending for themselves, having no clue the injustice that's going on, that's happening to them. If we can just grasp onto that, I think it'll ignite something really special in each of us to stand up for these children, stand up for these victims, play a part in redeeming them, a really redemptive and beautiful part in seeing their lives saved and rescued. My proposition and purpose of this speech is to make people aware and inspire in action, not out of obligation or guilt, but I hope to ignite a flame in each heart so that they'll be motivated and personally provoked to make a difference for children around the world involved in sexual slavery. I want people to feel connected to this vision personally, find it within themselves, a need to help, a need to reach out, a need to give back. And I want it to begin to hold weight for people and their families and their work lives and every aspect of their life, being a light and sharing God's love and really playing an active role in bringing innocent lives out of this type of slavery. I hope to open eyes and bring people together, realizing that each injustice on this planet is our battle to fight. As a family of God, as a whole people, anyone can make a difference. If not you, then who? Some of the reasons that I'm going to give today to support this proposition are simple, statistically correct, factual evidence, things that are heartbreaking, eye-opening, inspiring, things that we need to hear that might not be easy to hear. Children are trafficked in a lot of ways: forced labor, domestic work, child soldiers, camel jockeys, for begging, construction, so many different ways that children are exploited, but one of the main ways is sex slavery, and I think that is one of the most damaging ways because it does something to a child's soul way too early that they never asked for and never deserved. It's evil, and it's something that no child should ever be exposed to, and it's, I think, in me, I feel an obligation to help in this 100%. There's ways that you can help, and I think one of the main ways for me has just been to educate myself. I had to realize that these children, they never had a choice. A lot of their parents sold them. I actually read that a neighborhood in Cambodia is a global hotspot for child sex trade, and many of the people selling the children are their own parents. And this is what greed does. This is what I guess this gives us a glimpse of the corruption of our planet and how, as Christians, we're here to shine a light and to really be different for those in need, for children who never knew anything differently, who never had a choice. Some of them were thrown on the streets. Some of them were homeless to begin with. Some of them needed a way out, and they were manipulated into these jobs. So yeah, it happens with background and upbringing and their own parents. And I think something for me has been to say, okay, I realize that maybe it's not happening in my everyday life, but I know it's happening around me. A friend of mine that's from Houston told me a story the other day about 1960 Street and how there's almost 200 brothels on that street, and that is where most of the people in the nation, the children in the nation, are sold into sex trafficking. And she lives in that city, but she doesn't witness it. And I think it's time for us to open our eyes to the fact that it's happening all around us, to recognize the signs, to keep our own children safe, to think about internet safety. Realize we play a redemptive role in these children's futures, and without us, these kids are lost. They're sold, they're exploited, their lives get worse and worse and worse, and before you know it, they're women in the brothels, they're prostitutes. It's the only thing they know, and it's the only way they know how to have money, and nobody's empowering them to be any different. No one's telling them their worth. No one's telling them that they're good enough. So I think it's time that we stop taking it lightly, because it could be in our backyard. It's as easy to buy a piece of pizza in Seattle as it is to sell a child into sex trafficking. And for that shakes me to my core, because it shouldn't be that easy. And it shows us that there is a problem, and it also inspires me to do something about it. And I think if anything, I want this speech to be empowering and inspiring, and to lift people up and to bring people together to do something, because we're all part of the same race, and we're all here, and we're all one, and we're here to help each other and to benefit each other. You can donate, you can support, you can spread awareness, you can gather facts, educate yourself, start a conversation, link up with an organization, support something, believe in something. Just don't take it lightly, because it could be in your backyard, and what if that was your child? There's an organization called Thorn, and Ashton Kutcher actually started it, which I think is amazing, because it was just he's been an actor, you know, and he still believed that he could make a difference. And what they're doing with Thorn is using a technology innovation to fight the sexual exploitation of children. He's passionate about this. They use this same technology as Polaris. They partner with them. It's a hotline, and they can actually track the traffickers and uncover these videos and rescue lives, rescue children, take text messages from people in bondage, and really find these people and deliver them. So it's absolutely incredible. So there's ways, you know, there's powerful ways to see people set free. And I want to stand here and believe in those things, believe that these sons and daughters can have another life, a second chance. I want to be one that protects vulnerable children and sees them as children of God and precious and loved, even though they've been through these terrible situations and treated like they're nothing. I want to see them for who God made them to be. And I want to be an answer for this huge problem. I want to be a voice and stand in the gap for these children that do not have a voice for themselves, and that do not have anyone standing up for them or defending them or fighting them. So today I want to ask you to join the fight. Sign up for action alerts and updates on human trafficking. Take action, make freedom happen for people. Link up with Polaris Project or Thorn. There's so many. Go do your research. See what's in your local communities. Find ways. Learn. And it might not be you standing face to face to one of these children, but it will be you taking part in a greater mission that really does change the world. You play an incredible role in this story, in this redemptive process. We're going to see people healed and raised up and changed, and especially children. These children are going to have new life and new homes and new beginnings. The children that have been lured and manipulated and coerced into these terrible acts are going to have a second chance, and you're going to play a part in that healing. So I'd say recognize the signs of human trafficking, recognize the weight of what this industry does to people, and see yourself and others as valuable human beings that have purpose and worth. It starts with you. It starts with you understanding your worth, and then giving that worth to others, giving that revelation of your worth to others. So thank you guys so much. I just encourage you to seek out, make a difference, love people, and change the world through your action. Thanks. Have a great day.